All right. Part 2. See, she's tripping like this. See, she's all tired. She's wanting to rush it. We haven't been here in 13.
No, I'm just doing your typical thing. If you're watching this, you're on part 2 right now. Just go back and you'll find part 1. I just do that little hand thing that you do. Rewind.
See why I broke this? You see that? This is why.
That's because I'm the better player.
It wasn't necessarily about hitting
it's
the ball.
because I'm the better player. Right, Kenny?
All right. You done?
Yeah.
I hope so. Because look, I'm telling you what. You already cost me one of my best rackets.
Man, I smoked you today.
I'm glad to hear that. You ready?
But you played well.
Have you said enough?
You played well.
Yeah, because the only thing...
You played well.
All right. Part 2. Now that she's done with her escapade, this is part 2. If you were just tuning in here, we just did part 1. So if you were seeing this first, there is a run-up to this. So hit stop here, go watch part 1, and right as part 1 ends, we'll resume right here. Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Back into this. Pumped up when we
You should have said that today in your match. I didn't hear one let's go. That's probably where you lost.
Because my legs were heavy.
But usually you say let's go.
It's your fault my legs were heavy.
I didn't hear one let's go today. I guess he didn't have to leave.
Oh, well, no, it wasn't that.
I was smoking forehands today.
You were monogamous.
I mean, they were like...
All right, here we go. Next question. All right. Simona Halep finishes the year #1. However...
Who cares, really?
However, she has a back injury now.
And playing Moscow, I think.
How does Simona Halep do next year, and does she win a major next year?
She could.
Which one?
Not the French.
Who's going to win the French?
You know what? The French Open for women is a toss-up. Unless Justine Henning is playing, it's a toss-up. Anybody can win the French Open. All
right, so next poll question. We already had one in part 1. What was your favorite 3 movies, right? Top 3 movies of all time. Next poll question. Actually, we had Del Potro. That was a poll question about his knee.
Yeah, that was another poll question.
Does that end his career? So second poll question was Del Potro and his knee. Does that potentially change his career? Third poll question. Does Simona Halep win a major next year? If so, which one? If not, why not?
I say that she has a good chance of winning the Australian or the U.S. Open. I'll give her a shot in the U.S. Open, even though she's gone out in the first round pretty much.
And the back injury that she has now been diagnosed with, maybe it's theater or theatrics, but supposedly it may cause her problem for the rest of her career.
She puts a lot of wear and tear in her body. She grinds and slides and does a lot of stuff for a little... She's like 5'2", 5'3".
No, she's taller. She's like 5'4", 5'5".
No, I thought she was... But she's a petite.
She's not that small.
She's a petite thing.
All right, moving forward. Poll question. Leave that in comments. Next one. Will Serena win 2 majors next year?
I'd say yes.
Will she win 2 majors?
She's going to come back. I think we will be shocked. I've been looking at pictures of her, and she looks like she's gotten fitter.
Will Serena win 1 major?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got her winning 2, but for sure 1.
For sure 1.
Does Serena win 2 majors? And if you don't think she will win 2, do you think she
Who's going to stop her?
Do you think she will win?
Osaka? Pliskova?
Well, I think Osaka... I don't think Osaka's really won a match or 2 maybe since she won the U.S. Open.
You know what the real proof is?
So do these matches after the U.S. Open count?
Justin, what do you say? What when people have a hit in music and then they never hit again?
One hit wonder?
Yeah. There's a lot of those. I mean, it happened to...
Anna Ivanovic?
Anna Ivanovic. It happened to... who's the one that beats... she beat Martina Hingis in the French. It was her only singles title. Hingis should have won that French Open. I watched that match.
Who?
Oh my God. See, you forgot her name. Oh, who was the other one? Bartoli.
She won Wimbledon.
And then retired. Then you got Panetta, retired after the U.S. Open. You've got Stoja, never won another Grand Slam.
Good question. Moving
We got
forward.
Schiavone. We can keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Will Serena Williams become #1 again in the world? Do you think she'll select tournaments just to win majors, or will she grind
I
it
don't
out?
think Serena cares about being #1 in the world. I think she cares about breaking that record. Who cares about #1 ranking? It's about the slams you have.
That's why I don't get why Djokovic is putting so much effort at the end of the year, because it really doesn't matter.
Because he wants to be the best of the best.
I understand, but sometimes when you grind out that hard and you really don't have to, you open yourself up for injury.
But you know what? Djokovic right now is seeing an opening. Who in men's tennis is really challenging him?
Nobody.
An old Federer?
Well, if I was
young generation, that's not.
If I was Djokovic, I would be happy I just finished the year where I'm at and go ahead and rest my body and get ready to school everybody next year. I wouldn't be worried about winning Shanghai or going to the ATP final.
But I don't think he's even trying that hard.
Whatever.
Do you think?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I told you earlier. I didn't think he was playing at 100%. Now you're saying
he's not 100%, but
he's not trying that hard.
He doesn't have to.
That's what I'm telling you. He's not playing at 100%. That's what I just said, and you were like, "Oh yeah, he is." He's not. He doesn't have to, and he's beating everybody easily.
He's not injured. He's fine.
Next up. By the way, I always write other sports in because I like all sports. Granted, tennis is my number one, obviously. But did anybody see the Patriots-Chiefs game yesterday? Where the New England Patriots played the Kansas City Chiefs. This kid, I mentioned him before, Patrick Mahomes, reminds me of a young Djokovic in that his delivery and his footwork.
I think you've said this
before. Yeah, I've said it before. I'm not going to get into it. It was a great game yesterday. But if you follow football, and we have seen so many times the Patriots start out rocky at the beginning of the season in October or September, then October rolls around, the tides change, the next thing you know, win the Super Bowl. But because the Patriots beat the Kansas City Chiefs last night, does that mean that the Patriots are now the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl again this year? Yes or no?
I'm not sure. They always have a possibility of making the final, you know? Always.
So, poll question.
I mean, Tom Brady is the best, right?
Hey.
He's like Roger Federer, or the old Federer. I don't know.
I get the metaphor.
Yeah.
I get the metaphor. So, poll question. If you follow football, are the Patriots now the odd-on favorite to win the Super Bowl once again? And if not, who is?
Not my Giants. They suck.
Not my 49ers. They're awful. And I don't think the Packers are doing too much good either.
I love Aaron Rodgers, but damn.
So again, I'm bringing up football because last time we talked all tennis all day, we got canned and no one even watched our show.
Yeah.
And I like football, so we're bringing the noise on that. Let's go!
Yeah, my second team is the Packers, but I don't have a third team. Well, the Patriots, I guess, because I like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, again,
but other than that, I don't know.
For me, born in San Fran, I'm a Niner, and that's it.
Well, I'm a Giants fan, but Eli Manning he's finally getting to his age is finally hitting him.
All right. Another poll question. Ready for this one? Since we are discussing other sports besides tennis, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are your favorite two sports other than tennis? One is fine, but what are your favorite two sports other than tennis? You don't have to answer them now. We're going to answer them next show. Next show is going to be a complete viewer comment show, and I'll tell you about it when I get there. So remember that. Poll question. What are your two favorite sports other than tennis? Second part of this is your favorite sport to watch, like on television or as a spectator. What is your favorite sport to watch other than tennis? Okay? So if you play it, whatever, if you had to sit down and watch it and it wasn't tennis, what would it be? Okay? Got me?
Mm-hmm.
Third part. What is your least, the least favorite sport? Your most unfavorable sport to watch or to play?
Whew, that puts me to sleep.
Okay? What are your two favorite sports? Your favorite sport to watch other than tennis, and your least favorite sport to watch or to play?
Well, there's a couple.
I'll give my answers. She will give her answers on the next show on all the poll questions, by the way. And just a quick note for any of the viewers or for the viewer comment segment. If you've been following the shows that we do, we always do a viewer comment segment where we get the comments from the previous show. We save a time slot, usually a whole second part, and read people's comments and discuss their comments. It is our fault that we're not going to do that today. We let 13 days slide from the last show and comments until now. So if we read the comments from those shows, they would be antiquated.
Yeah.
I got wrapped up into the weather and spaghetti models and meteorology and so forth. And then we got the tennis courts back, and we had to get those cleaned. And then we've got the kids back on the court. So it's been a really hectic time. We played doubles yesterday, played some sets. We've been busy. So I take personally, not Carla, personal responsibility for not doing the viewer comment aspect of it today. But we will be doing our normal show schedule from this point forward. We're not going to do it every day like we do it in the majors or tournaments like Indian Wells and stuff at the beginning of the year. But we'll do it every other day or every 3 days and so forth. And we'll get right back to the viewer comments. So for new viewers out there, if you're wondering what I'm even talking about, when we do a show, people will write their comments or takes or poll question answers. And then when we do the next show, we'll have a segment. We'll say, on my last show, these were all the comments, and we'll read those comments. Not necessarily the replies within those comments, but where someone makes a heading, or I guess you could say a comment, then we'll talk about those, and if you want to reply to those there. But we talk about your comments as a big part of the show. Again, this is your show. It's not ours. At least we've tried to do that, but our kind of views have slacked off, and I'm trying to. I'm trying to think it's because this type of the year, the tennis.
I told Justin, most people are not really watching tennis at this time. There's really not much to talk about. There really isn't. Nothing surprising out there.
So what I'm going to do is do a reset on the viewer comments again, because the last ones were 2 weeks ago. But as of the completion of this part 2, any comments that come in will be an entire show in a sense next time that we do this, which will be in 2 or 3 days. Okay. So any poll questions from today, any comments from today will all be on the next show. We will read those. Again, if there are replies within those comments, kind of like
well, depending how many comments.
Yeah, it depends on.
Yeah.
All right. So a hard-hitting statement though for these comments. It just so I can put this in perspective, that we really actually try our best to bring a good show to you guys. It generally takes us about an hour or two. Today, about 2 hours to write it out, kind of how we're going to hit on things. Then say an hour to record. I think you can look at the time and tell that. Then about 2 or 3 hours to download it. And then time to edit it, or not edit it, but kind of tag it and make a title and then share it with all of you. So let's get some views going. I mean, at some point, man, spending 6 hours and really not feeling like we're reaching anybody. Sometimes it's kind of hard to fit it into your day. I enjoy doing it. But sometimes if there's just one person, when are you doing your next show? And then there's not. Sometimes it's hard to. It's like reinforcement. You want to have some positive.
Well, thank
reinforcement.
you, Wayne Chia. He was waiting for.
Yeah, Wayne Chia, Dave Raines, Rahesh, all these guys are like, yeah. But at the same time, when you got 5 kids and you're trying to crunch in time.
Well, I think B-Dog said that there's just not much going on right now in the tennis world. He said it's really surprising that Djokovic won. Now, obviously the Labor Cup was a fluke. He said. And then Federer went down in flames. I remember his comment.
So let's get some views going for sure. Again, it's a no-brainer that come Australian Open, we're going to be rocking and rolling as we did last year, almost daily. We did like 90 shows in like 100 days. But this time of the year, don't think we're bailing and not coming back. But
I think you mentioned this before, after the US Open.
It's just tough. When we do a weather video and get 300 views, and then we do a tennis one and spend 6 hours doing it versus just 10 minutes and get like 0 comments and no feedback, it's kind of like, maybe we should kind of figure out what's a little bit more important this time of the year. Anyway, so let's get some views going. Come on. We can fight harder than this, guys. Come on. Let's go.
Next time, tell yourself that on the court, okay? When you're playing against me,
come on.
Just say, "Come on, I can do this."
Let's go. Come on.
And then you might not do this.
I guess maybe I think too deeply, but sometimes when we do these shows and you get 60 views, no feedback, I feel like we're not any good. And maybe we're not any good. You can tell us that in comments. Maybe we just suck. After this week of losing 3 sets pretty badly on all of it and smashing a racket, I'm thinking I just suck all the way around.
And we played more than 3 sets. You just forgot them. The previous sets got you to that smashing racket.
Anyway, all I know is our last 2 shows we got like less than 100 views in like 2 weeks. And
the tennis news is slow.
And I spent a lot of time on it.
The tennis news
is slow.
A lot of time. The tennis news is slow.
I got 10 pages written here. Probably going to catch it with like 22 views.
Tennis news is slow. I don't even watch the tennis channel. It's rare that I turn it on.
All right. Well, optimistically, I'll say the reason why we're not getting any views whatsoever is because it's not that we suck. Instead of me thinking we suck, I'll just pretend we don't suck, and it's just because the end of the season doesn't matter.
All right, let's get to your next page. You were just rambling.
National Basketball Association, NBA, starts October the 15th or 16th. I mean, I know that's today, 15th, so it's real close. I'm a big basketball fan. I'm a Lakers fan, not just because LeBron's there. I was born in California. I've been a Lakers fan since the Showtime Lakers way back in the day. Poll question, who are the contenders? We know what people are going to say. We know you're going to say Golden State. We know people are going to say the Celtics. We know people are saying the Rockets. We know that the Lakers potentially because LeBron's there. And you might have someone like Oklahoma City with Russell Westbrook and his cast, right? So we're not going to even spend time discussing that. NBA starting next week. Who are the contenders?
It's a long season, so.
Who are the contenders? Okay? Good enough?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this next and last segment is going to go really quickly. Okay? Really quickly. So this part is going to be called rapid fire questions. Rapid fire questions. Okay? So in comments, you are to answer these questions quickly. Okay? You can't.
How are they going to answer it quickly?
Be honest. When they hear it, the video's going, they can be typing and watching the video, right? I mean, it works that way, right? I use my app because I don't have a computer. So, bro, can't even pay attention up in here.
I think they need to stop. I don't know.
I think you can watch the video and then...
No, because anytime I make a comment, it stops.
On the app.
Oh, I don't know. I've never gone on the desktop version to make a comment.
I think you can comment during the video. If not.
Okay.
If not.
Go ahead.
Be honest here. Rapid fire questions. If you have listened to this point, answer them quickly without thinking. That's the goal here. Okay? Are you ready? And by the way, if you answer these questions on the next show, Carla or I will read the person who gave us the answers, your username, and we will read your answers. Okay? Mm-hmm. Promise you. Okay? Here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Question number 1. Is anyone writing Roger Federer off at this point?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to answer them. You can answer them. You can get your answers in.
Yes.
Right? Is anyone writing Roger Federer off at this point?
Yes, everyone.
Okay. Will Roger Federer win another major?
No.
Okay. Let's chat on Rafael Nadal for a second. Rafael Nadal. Will Rafa win the French Open again?
Yes.
Will Rafa win another major?
Yes.
Can Rafa win any other major besides the French Open at this point?
If he doesn't win the French, he'll have enough energy to win another one. Yes.
Okay. Is Djokovic better right now, arguably still not playing his best, than he was in 2015?
No. You can't compare.
Now you contradicted yourself.
No, because if
you just said he was playing his best ever.
He's playing right now.
And now he's not?
He's older.
I knew I'd have her on that.
He's older. You can't compare a younger Nadal to the Nadal from now. You can't compare a younger Djokovic.
Yes,
okay,
rapid
let's
fire.
just go.
Is Djokovic better right now, arguably still not playing his best, than he was in 2015? If Djokovic stays healthy, does Djokovic win all 4 majors next year?
Hell no.
Does Tom Brady win another Super Bowl?
No. He should have retired 2 years ago.
Does anyone outside of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic win a major title next year?
Yes.
Who? Don't answer it. You can answer it. You can answer it later. Who? If someone outside of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic wins a major next year, who would it be? I personally think Djokovic will win all 4 if he stays healthy. You ready? Who wins the Australian Open next year, both men and women? Djokovic, Serena? Maybe. Djokovic, Serena? Alexander Zverev. Is he a letdown at this point? Is he a letdown? Alexander, Sasha? I think when he changed his name, I think it's like short Sasha for Alexander.
That's just what they call him. You
Yeah,
can say they call him Sasha. That's what they call him.
But is Alexander, i.e. Sasha Zverev, is he a letdown at this point?
He is.
Okay. Does LeBron James win a title with the Lakers
Not this year.
No, I'm not saying this year. Does he?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes, I think so.
That's a good question. Does Tiger Woods win a major next year in golf?
I think so. He's due for it.
Do you think the type of tennis racket that you have makes you play better?
Yes.
You think so?
I think so. Obviously, look, you just purchased my older racket version. I can't play with any newer ones, so you purchased one that I started in.
Yeah, she plays with
I've tried different rackets, but I prefer that older racket.
She plays with an old Dunlop 300 that Amelie Mauresmo used to play with. Actually, she has a signed case here from Mauresmo. It's this racket. So she's got the Mauresmo signature here, but she plays with this. I just found her one for $30.
Yeah. I can't play with those new Wilson rackets or Babolat rackets. It's my favorite.
All right, so does the type of tennis racket you have make you play better? Okay. Usain Bolt, absolutely astronomical track runner, may sign a soccer contract. I think we all know who Usain Bolt is,
yeah,
right?
And I've seen him. I've seen a few.
I love this guy.
Yeah,
I love this guy.
His personality.
I love this guy's personality. He's electric. He's lightning. What a great person to watch. Mm-hmm. Does he play soccer or football? And does he do well?
I think so. I think when you're a great athlete, you do well at anything.
Is it too risky for his height and for his build to get a knee taken out?
No,
but maybe his track is done.
He's done with track. Okay. He said that was.
So does Usain Bolt take the soccer contract or football?
He'll take it because track is almost done for him.
And does he do well?
Yeah.
Lastly, this is an important one for me. I don't know if you see our stuff on Instagram or Facebook. I don't think I've ever put anything on YouTube, but I love to cook. I really love to cook. Put a lot of passion into cooking, actually. So if you see our Instagram stuff, which is at 5K Tennis, you'll see a lot of the dishes that I cook, and I'll take pictures and put them in there, as well as some of our streaming stuff. And so, but anyway, if you see our Instagram stuff at 5K Tennis or our Facebook at Justin, Justin, space Carla, Carla, space Davis, Davis on Facebook, you'll see that I really love to cook. And I mean I love to cook. Study it, and I have 5 kids, or we do, and when I cook, I try to tell them to give me a grade on how good the food is or bad. And they'll tell me. If it sucks, they'll give me a 2. If it's great, they'll tell me, well, it was great, but it's still only an 8 because a 10, you have to, be at some really special place. So they get the grading curve. With that said, what are your favorite foods / or dish? Or excuse me. If you had to tell us what your favorite food was, or your favorite dish, if one had to request their favorite meal, what would it be? So if someone said, hey, you have to tell me what your favorite dish or food is right now, what would it be? Mm-hmm. Okay? Number 1, poll question. If you had to choose something on the flip side of that you never wanted to have again, your least favorite.
Oh, I know which one that is.
Food.
Right off the bat.
What would it be? Favorite dish or food, so it could be veal piccata or sushi or whatever, or it could be watermelon, and your least favorite could be whatever. So your favorite food or dish, I think Wayne Chia's might be paella by look at this Spain trip, right? Mm-hmm. Favorite dish or food and least favorite dish or food. Okay? Anyway, a little while ago, when we were coming here to do this, you mentioned that Pliskova played someone today. And
Garcia
won her first
title, yeah.
Tip my hat to her. However, come next year, I don't think that will happen at the beginning of the year. I like Garcia. She's a fighter.
Well, she needed a title because she's in the top 10. So it's important for her to have one title. It sucks to say, oh, I'm in the top 10, but I've never won a title before.
I mean, I like Garcia. I just think if Serena's in her way or Halep healthy, or Azarenka even healthy.
Yeah, but you need the title. If you're going to be in the top 10, you need to have at least one title.
So she broke the ice.
There you go.
She broke her ice.
Right. Just like Wozniacki was ranked number 1, you need a Grand Slam to
Wozniacki, I think, will be another one and done. We were just talking about ones and dones. Ivanovic, that win one major and they're done. Wozniacki could be a one and done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if Muguruza will ever have another Grand Slam. It seems like her tennis has just gone down tremendously. Venus Williams had a crappy year.
But Venus Williams is a rock star.
Yeah, she's older, so she doesn't have to prove anything.
All right, moving forward, this is the last poll question of the day.
You think they're gonna remember all these poll questions?
Yeah, because if they're come on, let's get this going, man. Let's go. I mean, if we don't ask questions, come on, I can't go worse than 20 views in 2 weeks.
Do you think Justin will ever beat Carla?
That's a good poll question. Now I forgot what I was going to ask.
The last one.
But anyway, I didn't write it. It was in my head.
Ah, sorry.
See, you're distracted.
Then it wasn't important.
Well, it was. It actually was. And I had it in my head, but you distracted me.
Okay.
See,
Just continue.
I had it right here. It was on the forefront of my mind. And it deserted me.
I'm sure you'll remember it.
No, because I'm just going to waste time. Alright, well, I'm going to move forward. Alright, so basically at the end of the day, this is going to mark the end of today's show. I know she's happy about that.
I'm not happy about it.
Remember, though, that if you were just tuning into this, if it's not our best delivery, I'm sorry for that. We haven't done a show in 13 days, and we didn't do a viewer comment segment, but we are going to do all of that on the next show for sure. So please look forward to that. Leave comments and so forth below. This part of, the tennis season is so slow and it's often rather uneventful. So if you have any topics at all, I think who's some people that have given poll questions that we've discussed them. I know Stefan has done some poll questions.
Furzy
I think Furzy09 has done poll questions of their own. So basically, this late in the season, we're all waiting for the Australian Open in Brisbane.
I think Kane has too.
Kane has had some poll questions, or things for us to go out and video with the kids, or on the tennis court, or stringing. This is the stringer over here, so I wish I could fix this on my stringer, but unfortunately I can't. But if you have any topics that you want to bring up, whether it's tennis, or whether it's kids, or whether it's football, or basketball, or anything, if you have any topic that you want to bring up, as long as it's politically correct, then what are they? Leave them in comments. We'll discuss them and we'll get into it. If you have any poll questions that you want to do, or if you have any discussions that you wish to bring up, mention them in comments and we will definitely get into them, and it does not have to be tennis.
I have a question.
Go for
it. You know how the tennis coach at Alma Bryant, if anybody out there knows what's the best racket for beginners, not a cheap brand racket, but something...
Oh, yeah.
What would you guys recommend? Anybody out there know about rackets?
So, well, here's the question with that. This is a real question. I mean, they're all real, but this is an important one. Carla and I help with a local high school tennis team. Carla and I have played the game our entire lives, and we coach our kids, and they're kind of at an advanced level, all of them. So we had the question that came across our plate. If we, Carla and I, or all of you at this point, we're asking you, had to recommend a tennis racket, not that it matters. Again, I mentioned earlier in the poll question, does it matter what type of racket you have? I don't think so, but I wouldn't want to give a beginner student a standard 85 or standard 85
there's some rackets that
out.
Beginners cannot play with.
There's some that are a little bit more difficult to play with. If you had to recommend an overall good racket for an absolute novice beginner to pick up and learn how to play the game with at, say, 13 to 16 years of age, what would you say?
Yes.
I think there's some teardrop rackets like a Head TIS6 and some other stuff.
Well, I'm just trying to get some idea, you know.
But I think all in all that some of just the rackets that we play with are equally fine as well. I think the argument comes into what kind of strings are in it and so forth. But for this age group, it goes above their head and they don't know what they're grabbing anyway. Great poll question. What is the best, in your opinion, for a novice beginner to play with? The school's going to look into getting some used rackets. And furthermore, if you have any of these rackets that are collecting dust, contact Carla or myself. The high school is Alma, A-L-M-A, Bryant, B-R-Y-A-N-T. And their tennis team is looking for some help.
Well, they've got a lot of new girls that are going to be trying out for the team.
Yeah, and they have no rackets.
They have no rackets, so...
So we're trying to get this done. So think about that. Again, if anyone has rackets that are collecting dust, again, a lot of ours are quite heavy or strung with polyester strings, and we'll figure something out. But if you had any ideas for the best novice racket to play, attempting to play tennis for the first time, what would it be? Okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so that's it, guys. Have a great day. We will see you in a couple of days. If we get some comments going, we'll have a show immediately. But without comments and 50 views go by in 2 weeks, then we might see you guys closer to the Australian Open. But we really enjoy doing it. But man, I had to rack my brain and come up with a bunch of questions because it's really not much going on in the tennis world. I think we know Djokovic is holding it down. I think we know Serena's going to be something to talk about next year. I think we know Federer's getting old. I think we know Del Potro with a broken kneecap's probably a career changer. Maybe not. Hope not. I think we know Murray's not going to do much next year. I think we know Zverev has been a letdown. I think we know that the Laver Cup and all these different ATP and Next Gen stuff is basically a sham. No offense. So give us some topics, whatever it is. Let's roll. Let's go. Click a like below, please. Subscribe. Share the videos. Again, if you don't share the video, then we can't get the discussion going. There is a link below if you wish to contribute to our channel. It may not seem like we do much, but it really does take time. And especially when we get out on court and do videos or string in videos, then it all takes product and balls and so forth and camera time, and it takes time to do it. But anyway, there's a link below for that. Not asking, just saying. And in the meantime, again, it's good to be back. Let's go. Come on. And we will see you soon. Real quick to Dave Raines in Cincinnati. When he left here, and he will only understand this, but this is someone that visits us from Cincinnati, and his comment when he left last time was, you know, I probably won't come back to Dolphin Island because there's not much outside of just playing tennis with you guys to do, right? However, today, Carla was talking to him, and he ended a message with, I hope I can see you guys this summer and bring some red Gatorade for the baby.
Yeah.
Which means Dave is doing his work and planting the seed early. Hey, honey, I'm really like you to go to Dolphin Island again. I really like you to go to Dolphin Island again.
But I think he mentioned that his kids were kind of bored, which I mean, I don't blame him.
So it sounds, for me, Dave Raines, big shout out. It sounds like Dave is...
And hey, if you come, we'll get some doubles for you, like the guys we played with. He knows one of them, but we'll get a few.
We had good doubles. Dave, you would have enjoyed that one. But for me, good news, Dave. It sounds like you were planting the seed to your wife and kids early, like 8 months early, that you're wanting to return. So maybe if you treat them real well this year, then they can deal with a week here while you play tennis with us. Let's go! Come on! And I forgot what my last poll question was going to be. I didn't write it in. I told myself when I got here, if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget it. I said, no, it's so important that I won't forget it. And then you started talking, and as always, her beauty is distracting.
Okay.
Muy bonita mamacita.
Okay.
Let's go. All right, guys, that marks the end of the show. Thanks so much for everything. We hope to see you soon. Comment. Let's get the discussions going. I asked a plethora of questions. If we suck that bad, just tell us. Just tell us, man. I've heard words. Like I promise.
Good night.
You. Adios. See you, man. That was fun. Take care.